I'm Lara. We'll be doing a Vinyasa flow class today. Just come to your most comfortable seat and we're going to get started with some neck stretches today. So coming into your most comfortable seated position, start to reach your left fingertips out towards the left. Just reach them away from you outside of the hip. And take your right hand on top of the head and walk your fingertips over towards the left ear so that your hand is on the left side of the head. Gently take your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Allow some space and expansion into the side of the left neck, the space between the shoulder and the ear. Feel free to let your eyes relax closed here. And as we start with these mindful stretches, starting to embody that sense of focus, stillness, and tuning in to the inner landscape of the body. So maybe in your exterior physical body, you might feel tension or tightness somewhere, maybe in this place that we're stretching. But also, can you go inward and see how the heart is? How is your mind? Just starting to acknowledge as we come into our practice. And gently take your right hand back to the right side of the head. Use it to gently support the head up through center. And we'll switch sides, taking the right fingertips off to the right. Left hand comes to the top of the head and walk the fingertips over towards your right ear. Gently stretch your left ear towards your left shoulder. And notice if this side feels more or less open. Again, you're welcome to let your eyes relax closed. And on this side, start to think about what you'd like to cultivate in our practice today. If you'd like to create an intention for your practice, feel free to take a moment to set one. Any positive thought for yourself or for anyone else who might need it. And then take your left hand back to the left side of the head and gently press it back up through center. And then start to just take your time seated comfortably. Take your hands gently to the tops of the thighs. Let your eyes relax closed for a few more moments longer here. Keep your lips sealed and start to generate your Ujjayi breath. Full breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Creating that sound and texture in the breath. And gently blinking the eyes open, stay with your breath as we travel to a tabletop position. So just shifting towards the front of your mat, onto your hands and knees. And with your inhale, let your belly melt down, take your gaze forward, open up through the chest. And as you exhale, round up through the spine, press the earth away, hugging the core in. And a couple more rounds. Inhale, opening up through the heart, widening across the collarbones. Exhale, rounding through the spine, pulling the belly button in and up. And just go a few more rounds here. And we'll start to wake up the hips a little bit. So start to shift your shoulders forward in front of the wrists. Circle your body over towards the right, stretching into the joints, stretching into the outer hips. Sweep the hips over towards the left side. These big circles with the body. Notice if you hear any little snap, crackles, or pops. It's areas that are inviting movement where they don't usually get it. And then start to reverse the circles in the opposite way. And then start to make your way back to neutral, back onto all fours. Scoop both of your hands just a couple inches forward of the shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift the hips all the way up and back into your downward dog, and then feel free to pedal your feet out in your downward dog. You can bend one knee at a time or lift and lower the heels. And then together, lift both heels up high. Keep your heels lifted and start to bend your knees and press your chest back like you're trying to rest your belly and your ribs onto the thighs. Relax your head and neck down. Opening up into the shoulders, stretching into the spine. Keep your heels lifted, straighten the legs so your hips lift up high, keep pressing the chest back. And then slowly start to lower the heels down as you hug the ribs back in. Inhale, glide forward to plank position. Wave through the body, round through the upper back as you shift forward into your plank. And start to let your hips drop down a bit, open up through the heart space. So it's like this different version of an upward dog. The legs are strong, core is strong, legs are lifted as the toes are tucked under. And then pull the belly button in towards the spine, roll the spine all the way up and back to your downward dog. And just 2 more times. Inhale, lifting the heels up, wave through the body, round through the upper back. As you stack your shoulders over your wrists, let the hips drop, open up through the chest. And then pull the belly in, round up through the spine as you take your hips all the way back to your downward dog. 1 more round, heels lift high, wave forward through the spine, opening up through the heart space. And exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet without dragging your hands. Forward fold at the back, rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, fold back down. And rise all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching your palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to the heart space. With the breath, inhale, sweeping the arms up, lifting up through the body. Exhale, fold forward and let it go. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale and fold, keeping your belly hugging in. Walk it all the way forward to your plank position. Shoulders over the wrists, heels press back, legs pressing straight and strong. And just press the earth away from you in this plank, feeling the heat in the body. Press into your feet so your shoulders shift forward of the wrist. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, pass through chaturanga. Keep the elbows hugging in close. Slowly lower all the way to the belly. Point your toes back. Bring your hands by your low ribs. Press into the feet. Inhale, lift the chest up lightly. Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, float your chest back down. 2 more with the breath. Inhale, lifting up through the heart. Exhale, gently release. 1 more with the breath. Inhale, floating the chest up. Exhale, gently release back down. Strong core, tuck your toes. Press up through plank. You can use your knees for a bit of extra support. Exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Inhale your right leg up and back, and stack your hip open and bend your knee. Just take a moment here, flex and point your right foot. So feel that action in the ankle joint. And then inhale, extend your legs straight back, flex through the foot so all your toes are pointing down. Knee to chest, step your foot all the way through between your palms. Lower your left knee down and point your left toes back. Lift up through the arms, to the chest, up into your low crescent, Anjaneyasana. Lace up your fingers overhead, turn your palms to face up, and take a side bend over towards your right side. Open up, wake up the left side of the body. Inhale, reach back up through center. Exhale, open through the elbows, widen through the chest. Inhale, reach back up towards the sky. And take your hands down to your mat. Plant your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift your left knee up. Take your right leg back up towards the sky to your 3-legged downward dog. Step it down onto your mat. Inhale, shift forward to plank. You can take your shoulders beyond the wrists. Lower slow chaturanga, halfway or all the way down. Toes point back as you press to your cobra or upward dog if you're ready. Press the arms straight, floating the legs up and away from the earth. Exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Inhale your left leg up and back and stack your hip open, bend your knee on this side. Keep your arms pressing straight and again flex and point your left foot. Just waking up the left ankle. Inhale, extend your left leg straight back. Keep your hips level. All of your toes are pointing down. Knee to chest, knee to nose. Step your foot all the way through between your palms. Lower your right knee down. Point your right toes back. Lift up to your low crescent. Lace up your fingers. Press your palms to face up. Take a side bend to your left side. Stretching front of the right hip, right side of the waist. Inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, widen across the chest. Keep your core strong. Inhale, arms reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, float your hands down. Frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes under and lift your right knee up. Take your left leg all the way back up to the sky to your 3-legged downward dog. And exhale, step your foot down onto your mat. Inhale, shift forward to your plank position. Slightly beyond the wrists with the shoulders. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Toes point back, rise to your cobra or upward dog. And exhale, lift the hips up and back into your downward dog. And steady, full breaths here. Inhale your right leg up and back. Stack your hip open and bend your knee. And inhale, extend your leg straight back. Flex through the foot. Knee to chest as you exhale. Round up through the spine so you can quietly step your foot through. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. Rise to high crescent. Lace up your fingers overhead. Press your palms to face up. Take your side bend over towards your right side. Breathe in and out. Inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, widen through the elbows, open up through the chest. Inhale, arms reach back up towards the sky. This round standing splits, fingertips down. Left leg floats up towards the sky. Relax your head and neck down. You can bring one or both hands to your right ankle or calf if you want to play with your balance. Bring your feet together at the top of our space. Rise up halfway. Exhale, deep fold back down. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Big toes touch, tiny space between the heels. Bend your knees, sit your hips down low and lift the fingertips towards the sky. Shoulders are soft. Chest is open, hug your ribs in. Press into your feet, rise all the way up to stand, touching palms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart space. Straight back into chair, bend your knees, sweep the arms up, sit back. As you exhale, fold your chest forward, straighten the legs out. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, step it back to plank. You can float it back, chaturanga. You can choose to move through your vinyasa or go straight back into your downward dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale to stack your hip open and bend your knee. Inhale, press your left leg straight and level out through the hips. Exhale, round up through the spine as you bring your knee into the chest, step it all the way through. Back heel stays lifted, rise, high crescent, lifting up. Lace up your fingers, press the palms to face up. Exhale, side bend towards the left side. Pause and breathe. Inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, widen through the elbows, open up through the heart space. Inhale, arms reach back up towards the sky. Exhale, standing splits, fingertips down. Right leg lifts, melting in. Option of balance here as you'd like. Just take one more inhale, breath. Maybe lift the right leg a little bit higher. Exhale, feet together at the top. Rise up halfway. Exhale, deep fold. Back to your chair pose. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up, sit back. Soften through the shoulders, keep your core contained. And then press into your feet, slowly rise all the way up to stand, touch your palms. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Surya A, inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale and fold, step it back to plank or float it back to chaturanga, lowering through your vinyasa. Inhale to pull the heart up, and exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Grounding through the hands and the feet. Full steady breaths in and out. Feel the strength through the arms, strengthening and opening of the backs of the legs. And walk, step or float the feet up to the hands, back to your forward fold at the top of our space. Rise up halfway with a flat spine. Exhale, deep fold, back down. Rise all the way to stand, sweeping arms up, touching palms. Exhale, hands to heart space. And a couple more rounds. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold and step it back or float it back. Rise up on your inhale to your back bend. Exhale, flip the hips up and back to your downward dog. And again, find breath. Each pause in your downward dog. You're even welcome to close the eyes. Just feel the way that you're supported by the earth here. And walk, step or float the feet back up to the hands. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, deep fold, back down. All the way up to standing, sweeping the arms up, touching palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to the heart space. And one more round together, sweeping the arms up, lifting through the body. Exhale, fold it forward, let it all go. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale and fold, step it back or float it back. Move through your vinyasa or meet into downward dog. And as you get to your downward dog, just take a big full breath in through the nose And sigh it out through the mouth, let it all go. And walk, step or float the feet back up to the hands, back to your forward fold at the top of our space. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale, fold it back down, all the way to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching your palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to heart. And from here, bend your knees, sweep the arms up, sit back to your chair pose, Utkatasana. Soften the shoulders, hug the lower ribs in, strong through the core, one more inhale, breath. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Rise up halfway. Exhale, step it back or float it back, moving through the Vinyasa or straight into your downward dog. Inhale your right leg up and back, three-legged downward dog, and stack your hip open and bend your knee. Inhale, extend your right leg straight back, feel the hips level out, flex your foot with your toes pointing down, knee to chest and step your foot all the way through between your palms. Spin your back heel down, and we're going to open up to warrior one. Hips point forward, chest points forward. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. And your feet are grounded. And you might draw your right hip back a little bit, spin your left hip forward so the hip points are pointing towards the front of our space. Take one more inhale. Option to touch your palms overhead, gaze up. Then exhale, turn your chest open towards the left, float your arms out to a T into your warrior two. You can bring your feet more in line with each other. Flip your right palm to face up, reach it back to reverse warrior. Feel a nice long stretch through the right side of the waist. One more inhale, breath. And then as you exhale, circle your hands down. Take your left hand underneath the shoulder. Lift your left heel up, and then twist your right arm up towards the sky. Now your chest is facing open into a twist in the opposite direction of your warrior two. From here, roll to the outer edge of your back foot, the pinky toe edge of your foot. And then turn your right toes to point towards the right side of your mat and walk this foot back a little bit so it's placed in front of your hip. So think of this right foot like a little kickstand to help your body lift up. Take your right arm, sweep it forward alongside the ear. See if you can lift your hips higher. And then start to drop your hips down towards the mat. Take your right arm, sweep it back with your palm facing up. And we'll do that sweeping motion with the breath. Lift the hips up high. Take your top arm, stretch it all the way alongside the ear. And exhale, hips drop low. Sweep your right arm back with the palm facing up. And one more time. Reach the arm up and overhead. Lift the hips up high. Let your hips drop. Sweep your right arm all the way back. And reach your right arm up and overhead. You're going to take your hand down to the ground, bring your left heel up, and just step it back to your plank position. Pause in your plank. And start to lower down onto your forearms. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Try to keep your forearms parallel. And steady breaths here. And start to walk your feet in towards your elbows, lifting the hips up high, coming up into your dolphin pose. Pressing the earth away. Try to keep your head and neck relaxed. Gently lower the knees down. Shift your hips back onto your heels. You can have your toes tucked under or toes pointing back. Take your hands to your lower back. Fingers can point down or point up. Open through the chest as you squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows together. Lift through the heart space. Bring your chest back upright. Circle the arms all the way up and overhead. Touch your palms, exhale, hands to the heart. Come back to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift the hips up and back to your downward dog. Inhale your left leg up and back. Stack your hip open and bend your knee. Inhale, extend your left leg straight back, level through the hips, point the toes down. Shift forward, round up through the spine so you can step your foot all the way through between your palms, and then spin your right heel down. Rise, warrior one, pointing towards the front of our space. So feel the outer edge of your back foot, your right foot, anchored down. Hips point forward, chest points forward. Find that ease in the shoulders. Maybe touch your palms and gaze up. One more inhale, breath, lengthening up. Exhale, open it up to your warrior two. Flip your left palm to face up. And gently reach it back to reverse warrior. Inhale, find this nice long stretch back. Take one more inhale, stretching back. And exhale, circle your hands down to your mat. Into your lunge, right heel lifts up. And then from your lunge, keep your right palm grounded. Take your left arm, twist it open up towards the sky, back into your twist. And back into that modified side plank. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Turn your left toes to point towards the left. Walk your foot back about in line with your hip. Lift the hips up high as you take your left arm and sweep it forward alongside the ear. And then let your hips drop down towards your mat as you let your left arm sweep towards the back of your mat with the palm facing up. 2 more times. Lift the hips up high. Take your top arm, stretch it all the way up and alongside the ear. Hips drop down, sweep your left arm back. And 1 more time. Hips lift up, take your top arm forward. Hips drop back, down towards the earth, sweep your left arm back. Good. Hips up, take your left hand and take it down to your mat. Step it back to your plank position. And once again, lower onto your forearms. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Feel your legs pressing straight. So choices here, you can stay in this forearm plank. If you need more support, lower your knees down. Or back into your dolphin pose. Walking your feet up towards your elbows. Shifting the heart forward, pressing the forearms into the earth. Feel the shoulders turn on. From here, you might play with your balance. Lifting one leg up towards the sky, maybe practicing a few little hops, or maybe switching other side. Lower your knees down, tuck your toes or point your toes back. Come back to sit onto your heels. Open through your chest, hands to the lower back once again. Squeeze your shoulders and elbows back, lengthen up through the sternum, gazing up. And bring your chest back upright, shoulders stack over the hips, circle your arms out and around, touch your palms. Exhale, hands to the heart, back to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. And walk, step or float the feet all the way up to your hands, back up to your forward fold. Rise up halfway with a flat spine. Exhale, deep fold, back down. And rise all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up. Touch your palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, lift up through the body. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold, step it back or float it back, moving through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward dog. Now inhale your right leg up and back, stack your hip open and bend your knee. Inhale, extend your right leg straight back. Right knee to your right shoulder, tricep, shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, extend it back. 2 more times to the right, knee to the right arm. Inhale, extend it back. 1 more time, knee to the right arm. Inhale, extend it back. Then knee to chest, step your foot all the way through between your palms. Back heel spins down. Heel to heel or wider, rise up, warrior 1. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, open up to your warrior 2. Inhale, reach it back to reverse warrior. And then exhale, circle your hands down. Take your left hand underneath the shoulder. Lift your left heel up. Sweep your right arm up to the sky into your twist. Good. So you can stay here in this twist if you'd like. Another version, go to the outer edge of your left foot, pinky toe edge. You can take a modified side plank. You can stack your feet or stagger your feet. If you're open to go into a back bend, lift your right leg up, float it off of your mat. Bend this knee, take the ball of the foot, plant it behind you, start to lift the hips, lift the heart, take your right arm, reach it towards the front of our space. Wild thing. And if you went into this back bend shape, reach your right arm back up towards the sky. Think like side plank in the upper body. With control, come back to your 3-legged downward dog. And set your right foot down onto your mat. Shift forward to plank position. Wherever you are, meet in plank, vinyasa, or downward dog. And inhale the left leg up and back. Stack your hip open and bend your knee. Inhale, extend your left leg back, left knee to the left shoulder, tricep, shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, extend it back. 2 more times, knee to the left arm. Inhale, extend it back. 1 more time, knee to the left arm. Inhale, extend it back. Knee to chest, round up through the spine, step your foot through between your palms, spin your back heel down. Warrior one, inhale to rise. Exhale, open it up to your warrior two. Inhale, reach it back to reverse warrior. And exhale, circling your hands down. Plant your right palm, lift your right heel up, sweep your left arm up to the sky. And again here, simple as staying in this twist or taking your version of a side plank. Maybe again you go for that back bend, lifting the left leg up, bending the knee, stepping the toes off behind you, lifting the hips, opening up through the heart space. If you went for the back bend, take your left arm, reach it straight up towards the sky, with control back to your three-legged downward dog. And step your foot down, everyone meet into plank, shift forward. Your choice again, Vinyasa, or straight back into your downward dog. Take a moment, breathe in your stillness. Take a full breath in through the nose, and sigh it out through the mouth, let it go. And walk, step or float the feet all the way up to your hands, back to your forward fold, rise up halfway. Exhale and deep fold, back down. And rise all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching your palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweeping your arms up. Exhale and fold it forward. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale and fold. Keep your right foot in front. Take a big step back with the left foot. And start to spin your back heel down. We're going to rise up to warrior two. And straighten your right knee. Reach both arms up towards the sky. And as you turn to face your body towards the side wall, take the heels in, toes out, into your goddess squat, bending to your knees, hands to the heart space. And steady breaths here. Start to take your right forearm on top of the thigh with your palm facing up. Take your left arm, sweep it alongside the ear, and stretching it towards the front of our space. We're going to go in the opposite way in a moment. Bring your left forearm on top of the left thigh with your palm facing up. Take your right arm, stretch it all the way alongside the ear. We're going to come back towards the front, right forearm on top of the right thigh, palm facing up. Take your left arm, stretch it alongside the ear, and then your back leg, your left leg, press it straight. And turn your right toes, your front toes, to face straight towards the front of the mat. Spin your back foot, angle it in. So here we are, we're finding ourselves in our side angle stretch. You can take this deeper, bringing your right fingertips down to the ground or a block. Maybe you're craving a half bind or a full bind here, opening up through the chest. Keep a deep bend in your front knee and equally anchor the outer edge of your back foot down into the mat. We're going to reach it back to reverse warrior. Take a big circle back through the arms and through the chest. And then circle your hands back down to the mat. Plant your left hand underneath the shoulder. Lift your left heel up. We're going to find that twist once again, turning your chest open. So again, you can stay here. Any version of side plank, Vashisthasana. And a couple options I'll give you on this side. Maybe you seal the outer edge of your back foot down. And you can bring the foot to the inner thigh like a tree pose. Or from this lunge, you can take your peace fingers around the right big toes and maybe extend this leg up towards the sky. And if you have that, maybe from there, bend your knee, foot to the inner thigh, lift the hips. And wherever you are, reach your right arm alongside the ear. With control, back to your plank position. If you have your leg in tree, you can keep it in that shape, knee open towards the side. Slowly lower all the way to the belly. Point your toes back, straighten your legs out, rise to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Take another full breath in. Through the mouth, let it go. And walk, step or float the feet up to the hands, back to your forward fold at the top of our space. Rise up halfway. Exhale, fold it back down and just rise all the way up to standing. Sweep the arms up and overhead, touch your palms. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hinge up the hips, folding in. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold and keep your left foot in front. Take a big step back with your right foot. Spin your back heel down. We're gonna rise up and open up to warrior two. Chest opens up towards the right. Straighten your left knee, reach both arms up towards the sky, and then turning your body towards the right side of your mat. Reset your feet, heels in, toes out, back into your squat. Bending at the knees, hands to the heart space. And steady full breaths here. Keep the chest open as you press the palms together. And then take your left forearm on top of the left thigh. Turn this palm to face up. Take your right arm, stretch it alongside the ear. Feel the chest rotating open. And we'll go towards the back of our space. Right forearm on top of the thigh. Take your left arm, stretch it alongside the ear, opening up. And back towards the front, left forearm on top of the thigh. Reach your right arm alongside the ear. And then again, from here, we're gonna shuffle the feet a bit. So straighten your back leg, your right leg, press it straight. Ankle the toes in. And turn your left toes to point straight forward. And again, here we are in our side angle pose. Chest open. Maybe you take this deeper. You can bring your left fingertips to the ground or a block option for a full bind or a half bind here. Shoulders step open. Lengthen from the back heel all the way through the crown of the head. Find that deep, strong bend into the front knee. And equally anchoring your back foot down. Steady breaths. Reverse warrior with your inhale. Stretch it all the way up and back. And then circle your hands down to your mat. Plant your right palm down. Lift your right heel up. Twist open towards the left side. And again, your version of side plank. You can stay here. You can roll to the outer edge of the foot. Maybe you take your big toes in your left hand and extend this left leg up towards the sky. Maybe you do a tree pose version. And if you have your left arm loose, extend it alongside the ear. Slowly back down to your plank. Keep that tree pose if you have it. Slowly lower all the way to the belly, pressing the earth away. Toes point back. Press the tops of the feet down. Press the arms straight. Open up through the chest. And exhale, lift the hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Take a full breath in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. Let it all go. And walk, step or float the feet up to the hands, back up to your forward fold at the top of our space. Rise up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Rise all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up, touching your palms overhead at the top of the breath. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, lifting up through the body. And exhale, fold forward, let it all go. Rise up halfway, flat spine. Exhale and fold and step it back or float it back. Move through your vinyasa or straight back into your downward dog. Inhale your right leg up and back, three-legged downward dog. Right knee crosses over to the left arm. Try to tap the elbow. Inhale, extend it back. 2 more times, knee to the left arm. Inhale, extend it back. 1 more time, knee to the left arm. Extend it back. And step your foot all the way through between your palms. Spin your left heel down. We'll rise up, warrior two. Chest opens up towards the left. Inhale, reach it back to reverse warrior. And then straight into our balance. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Shift your gaze forward. Take your right hand about a foot in front of your right foot. Left leg lifts up. Flexing your left toes, pointing them towards the side wall. Feel yourself lengthening through the crown of the head. And then option 4, Chapasana here. You might bend your left knee, reach back for the top of the foot, stretching into the quad, opening up a little bit more through the chest. And wherever you are in this balance, staying with the breath, even if you fall out of it, can you find that presence, come right back into it. You can get a little bit lighter on your right fingertips. If you have the foot in the hand, gently let it go. Softly float it back to your reverse warrior. Planting the foot down, reaching your chest and arms all the way back. Take one more inhale breath. Exhale, hands to your mat. Step it back to plank, Vinyasa, or downward dog. Inhale your left leg up and back. And then cross your knee over to the outside of your right arm, shifting it forward. Inhale, extend it back. 2 more times, knee to the right arm. Inhale, extend it back. 1 more time, knee to the right arm. Extend it back. Knee to chest, step it all the way through between your palms. Spin your right heel down. Rise up, open up to your warrior 2. And flip your left palm to face up. Reach it back to reverse warrior. 1 more inhale breath here. And straight into your balance, half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Left fingertips in front of your left foot. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips open. Flex your right foot, point the toes towards the right side. And then if you did it on the other side, or maybe you feel like trying it on this side, bend your right knee. Chapasana, reaching back for the foot. Can you find length through your body, presence in your breath? Maybe a little bit more levity and lightness in your left fingertips. Trusting your body. And if you have the foot in the hand, gently let it go. We'll all meet back in that full extension. 1 more inhale breath. Exhale, lightly step it back, reverse warrior. Plant the back foot down. Reach your chest and arms all the way back. Inhale, breath. Exhale, circle your hands all the way to the earth. Step it back to plank. Last vinyasa or downward dog. Full breath in through the nose, through the mouth, let it all go. Gently lower your knees down, shift your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Arms can stretch forward, or you can reach your arms back. Rest your forehead down, rest your forearms down. And soften the belly onto the thighs. Feel the way that the chest and belly expand against the legs as you rest here. And just invite more ease and presence into the body and into the breath. Take another full breath in. And through the mouth, let it all go. I'm going to gently rise up to seated. Take your legs out towards the front of our space. And gently make your way onto your back with your knees bent up. Use your hands and arms to support you, rolling all the way down the spine. And into your thread the needle pose, cross your right ankle above your left knee. And keep your right foot flexed. This might be plenty of stretch for you into your outer right hip. You can already feel it. If you can already feel it, go ahead and stay right here. If you want to take it deeper, you'll bring the legs towards you. Take your right hand in between the little triangle that you created with your legs. Left hand will reach around so you can lace up your fingers behind your left thigh or around your left shin. Try to lengthen through the tailbone and find a gentle pressing forward through the right knee so that you feel the stretch isolating into your outer right hip. Relax the face, shoulders, neck. Try to keep the upper body out of the work. If you have your hands around your leg, release the hands and arms, but keep your right foot crossed over the leg. You'll cross your right thigh all the way over the left. Open up your arms out to a T or bend your elbows out to the sides. Pick up your hips, move them a little bit more towards the right side of your mat, and then let your knees twist over towards the left side of your mat. You can keep your gaze neutral or look over your right shoulder. And if the crossing of the legs makes the twist too intense, feel free to uncross the legs, do a simple two-knee twist, or adjust as needed. Full breath in. Through the mouth, let it go. Head and knees back up through center. Uncross the legs, plant your feet down, bring your hips back through center. Then cross your left ankle above your right knee. And again, take your version of this hip stretch. Feel free to stay here. Go into a thread the needle version that works for you. And again, feel the gentle energy of the left knee pressing forward. Feel the stretch into the outer left hip. Face, neck, shoulders are relaxed. Feel free to even let your eyes rest closed. And then releasing the hands and arms, place your right foot back down. Cross your left leg all the way over the right leg. Open up your arms. And see if you can pick up your hips, move them a little bit over towards the left. Let your knees fall over towards the right. You can gaze over your left shoulder. And rested here, take a full breath in. Through the mouth, let it go. Bring your head and your knees back up through center. Uncross your legs. Bring your hips back in through center. Come into happy baby. Knees to the outsides of the torso. Grab around the edges of the feet. Lengthen your tailbone. Feel free to rock side to side if that feels good. Hug your knees in towards your chest and find gratitude for your body, for the way it served you through this practice. And start to relax your arms down, relax your feet down. Separate your arms a little away from the body. Gently turn your palms to face up. Your feet open up towards the sides. Create space, drawing the shoulders down the back. Feel free to let your eyes relax closed. Take a full breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth, let it go. And can you let yourself feel that full sense of release? Let go of all effort in the physical body, all effort in the mind. And feel tension released from your face, from your eyes, from your jaw. Your shoulders rest heavier, let your belly be soft and hips heavy. Just relax all the way down through the arms, into the fingertips, all the way down through the legs, into the toes. Receive all the benefits of our strong practice today. I want to share with you one of my favorite poems by Swami Kripalu. My beloved child, break your heart no longer. Each time you judge yourself, you break your own heart. You stop feeding on the love which is the wellspring of your vitality. The time has come, your time to live, to celebrate, and to see the goodness that you are. You, my child, are divine. You are pure. You are sublimely free. You are God in disguise, and you're always perfectly safe. Do not fight the dark, just turn on the light. Let go and breathe into the goodness that you are. I welcome you to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like and as long as you need. And if you'd like to close up your practice here, take a fuller breath in and out. Feel the breath gently reawakening the body. On your next inhale, reach your arms all the way back behind you, just finding a nice long stretch from end to end. And start to gently bend your knees up, plant your feet down onto the earth. And softly turn over to your favorite side for a fetal position, feeling the weight of the body grounded into the earth beneath you. Another full breath in, and through the mouth, let it go. And gently, still keeping your eyes relaxed, closed, use your hands and your arms to press yourself up to your meditation seat. Grounded through the sitting bones, sitting up tall. And bring your palms to touch in front of the heart space. Today I'll invite you to chant the sound of Om. Together with me, take an inhale. Om. The sound of Om is said to encompass all the sounds of the universe. A reminder that we are all connected, we are all one. Find gratitude for your practice today. Thank yourself for the way you've practiced self-care and self-love. And I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.